Oh, that's cool. I'll learn more later. Okay, hi. This is the first time I'm doing this, so. Yeah, I doubt anybody will show up, but if Cricket goes live, then I'm gonna put her chat live. But in the meantime, I'm bored because I found all of the lids for reusable cups and bottles, and I took them apart to wash them, and they had more parts than I thought they did. So this is your reminder to find all of these little tiny parts and like crevices, and get in there with your brush. I would throw the brush away and I put bleach, well, hot water, then bleach, let it sit for a few minutes, then I rinse the bleach off, get another one of these, toothpick, safety pin, no, probably not a safety pin because that's paper clip, whatever, just something you can scrape anything off with, and then I put it into the hot bleach bath over there. So yeah, if you see this is your reminder to clean your reusable cup lids and straws, because a lot of us forget. And I didn't even know that these lids had this many parts, especially these guys. These rings, a lot of people don't think they can come off, but they can, and stuff gets stuck in each of these crevices, so I had to go in. Yeah, but what made it easier was, well, a brush, a bottle brush, toothpicks, and I have a pan of, it's almost boiling water, that I put it in between bleaches because I'm just already sick, so I don't need any other crap happening. Hello, Worthy Express. I am just making a PSA to clean all the parts of your reusable, what do you call it? Lids for your, and straws, etc., for your cups, because you do not want to get sick from that, and it is not good. Like, excuse me. Hello. Yes, the seals. You don't want to forget about the seals. Then they do come off. I would double check with the, online. But I use these reduced ones because I can get them at Sam's Club or whatever for really cheap. And because you can buy just a lid if you lose your lid, So that's pretty cool. Yeah. But it's gross, and so I figured I would come on here and just put a little live. I haven't done a live before, but yeah, because if I can help one person remember to do this, I will feel better, because I just feel shocked right now. Oh my gosh. Oh wait, anyway, okay. I'm so sorry your friend passed away. I don't know if that's a real account or not, but either way, that's just really, really sad. My dad number 2, so like my surrogate dad, passed away yesterday. And so you're not alone. It's rough. Go one day at a time. Best friend, 1 minute at a time. Like, depends on how, it just is really rough. yeah, I can't imagine. Well, I can't imagine because I've lost my mom, you know, I've lost, now I've lost another parent. Yeah, it's difficult. And friends are really, really hard to lose. So yeah, I'm thinking of you and your friend and their family. But yes, in case you missed it, clean every little part of your reusable cups and bottles because mold can get in there and other crap that you don't want to be near your mouth and eating. Not good. So, yeah. I have a bleach bath with like hot water that I'm putting it in. And these are the reduced cups. So they look like this. And they also have smaller ones. Oop, you can't see. And they also have smaller ones that look like this, which I'm also going to have to do. This one. But yes. So I don't want anybody to get sick from that. So I'm up, since I'm up at night anyway, just making myself a little bit busy. Yeah, I have made YouTube videos, like reviews, sorry about the shaking, and just talking about my life on my channel years ago. And I thought I would get back in since so much has changed. And just talk about whatever the hell I want to talk about, and whoever wants to be around can be around, and who doesn't, fine by me. Go on your merry way. This bleach bath thing is really okay. Bye. I don't care that I'm lame. I like being lame. I think I'm cool though. Either way. Have a good night, Cyber. Yeah. Anyway, oh, I live in Garden Grove. Well, I lived in Garden Grove, California. I live kind of near there now, but not there. And that's where the chemical leak is. That's been all over the news. So, well, I'm always in chats. I just, not even gonna. But that's where the chemical leak is, and so it's like, I don't know, 6 miles away from me. So it's kind of frustrating to like just not know exactly what's gonna happen. But, you know, we're all hoping for the best, and it's looking better today about that. But yeah, everybody here is just like on tenterhooks waiting for the situation to be over and for the evacuees to be able to get back to home. They're already talking about class action lawsuits against the company because they're thinking that they may have not had the tanks with the chemicals as secure as they could have. So they're still doing research into that, and we'll find out what happened. But like with the fires, not that this is that bad, but if it had blown, it would have been catastrophic. Or if it does in the future. It's just temperature control right now. Oh, I'm just talking. I live in California, where we're having very nearby, a tank of chemicals used to make parts for airplanes, like plastic resin parts for airplanes, exploded. Well, yeah, not exploded fully, but like leaked into the air, chemicals going into the air, a mile from a school. I am doing okay. I am kind of stressed about the chemical leak, and also just stressed about cleaning these things because, I did not realize There were so many pieces to these reusable lids that really need to be deep cleaned every once in a while. Like little tiny rubber, I think it's a gasket. I don't know if that's what it's called. But anyway, yeah, so it's just been interesting down here. Hey Heather, is Crick on? Because I don't want to go on if she's on. But yeah, and so I was saying earlier, as Timu said earlier, he lost a friend, and that's incredibly hard. And I lost my surrogate dad yesterday, and that's really hard. Well, dad number 2, I called him. And yeah, so it was a shock out of nowhere. So that's even harder. But we're all just taking it one day at a time, which is all any of us can do for anything. Yeah, this whole process is kind of tedious, but honestly, I'd just rather people do it than not do it. And that's why I came on, because I was just appalled at how crazy it was. No, I do not wear wigs. This is my hair. I don't wear extensions. I don't wear wigs. I don't wear hair ties that are... Would I wear wigs? Yes, I would wear wigs. Yes, I would. I have had hair loss in the past and thought about getting extensions, but I was able to get my nutrition intake up, and thank you, Game Lover, because it's just crazy. Thanks. Yeah. It's crazy to think about if something were supposed to happen with the chemicals, so I'm trying not to. I had therapy this morning, and that was really grounding and helpful. And my honey brought me a chair, which is really sweet. Okay, so can't see me very well, but I can't stand for too long, otherwise I get dizzy. How do I get this to stay? I don't have a proper stand. Anyway, I'm so glad that I figured this out, because otherwise I would be so... well, yeah, sometimes. I do have hypoglycemia, but I'm managing it, and it's worse in the morning for me. Or if I forget to eat, which I do because I have ADHD. But, I have low blood pressure, and that can make me pass out. Oh, thank you. I'm proud of me too. I'm finally today, able to say that, which is, so weird, because I grew up expected and expecting myself to live up to other people's expectations. Oh, okay, Heather. Well, if you go over there, say hi. But yeah, so I just started to learn self-compassion today. Oh my gosh. It is so foreign a concept to me. To my family. But I'm grateful my therapist is slowly walking me through it, because it's very interesting. I got an app to what's the word? Oh, to name my emotions, because I feel a lot of emotions. And it gives you definitions of emotions. I think it's called How We Feel, all one word. And it's a heart with rainbow colors, or red, green, and yellow heart. And I really, really like it, because it helps you figure out what your emotions are. It can help you track them. You can note if you're feeling really sad, so that you can take it to your therapist or your doctor and you can say, hey, this is how my week was, and it will graph it for you. And like, if this isn't an ad, I just love this app. And it gives you definitions for so many different ways to feel. It's amazing. Like, my therapist added it to her resource list because she didn't know about it, and she's very informed, so she was surprised. So I'm glad it was able to help with that as well. I am very into trying whatever works. And therapy works for me. And I'm in trauma therapy now because I was in a cult. I was in 2 cults. And that is really hard. I'm out now. I have been out for a long time. But it changed my brain. Hi, Be Quiet Spirit. Because I grew up in it. I grew up in 2 of them. And they were kind of similar. Very, very strict. And it was really, really difficult. And I'm just grateful that our parents got us out. And we decided to get out when we did. Oh, thank you, Tremaine. What's a question you wished chat asked you? And you can answer it. What's something I wish chat asked me? Okay. I have an interesting one. Okay. It doesn't seem interesting on the surface, but to me, it's interesting. My worst fear. Okay. It's time. I don't know if it's because I can't control it or because, it goes by so fast, or sometimes it goes by slowly. Time is like, it's just this concept that is so big and like scary to me because it's like there's a finite amount of time for us. I'm not scared to die, but it's like you don't know when that's going to happen. And it seems like, just yesterday I was like in high school, but now I'm much older and time has just flown by. So that kind of thing scares me because I feel like I can't live in the moment. Yes. Yeah, see, you're a gut. Connor, I get what you're saying. Yeah. So that is why I feel like time is constructed. And it doesn't feel natural to me, I guess. But some kind of like, I just go along with it. I'm not really like afraid, but it's like, I have to like pretend that I just don't care about it, I guess. I've been working on it for a long time. Oh no, please do not give me gifts. I don't know how to turn that on. I am good. Cool, Heather. Say hi to No Face if you go. That's our friend. So it's like my biggest fear in the fact that, it's my biggest fear in the fact that I can't control it and I have a need for control. But also if it's to the point where I can't control it, I just give up because my brain just, it's hard for me to just have a little bit of control of a situation. I did not see your other one, but if it was complimentary, thanks anyway. Is there someone in my life I wish I could give more time to? My sister. I didn't see her for 10 years, almost. It's been a very long time. She moved across the country right before COVID. Are we still allowed to say that on here or no? Anyway, right before the pandemic, she moved across the country. And then she got really sick, and I got really sick, and I had long COVID, and flying became a lot harder, especially with with all of the restrictions and my other problems. And She now only lives a couple of hours away, which is really great, but we still haven't been able to see each other. So that is someone who I wish I could give more time to. And also my dad number 2 who just passed away. Oh, and my grandma. That's a lot. They live in a different state too. And since traveling is hard for me personally, yeah, I think that would be who I would give more time to. I know a lot of people say people who are already gone, but yeah. Anyway, hello, Australia. Oh, that's really cool. If I had an extra year of time right now, I would travel. Personally, I am very, well, I would travel, but I would do it leisurely. Like, I wouldn't force myself to do anything or see anything, but just, even if it was just, to go see something I've never seen before. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. I would go see things I haven't seen before, or that they do things I want to do that I've just been putting off. So things like, oh, thank you very much. It is my mother-in-law's taste, and I do agree. Thank you, Jocelyn. Yeah, so if I had more time, I would have another dog, I'm sure. No, BCYDT. No, it doesn't. Yeah, so I would definitely just do more things I enjoy. But if it was like, oh, okay, that's fine. Oh, totally understand. I hope Mrs. Cricket's mom is doing well. No intrusive questions as of right now. That's cool. Questions are fine. That's the whole point of this, I think. Have I ever lived in a rich house before? Well, this is expensive for our area, and we have more land than the houses around us. So I guess it's an expensive house. But, yeah, let me see that question again so I can finish it. What I would do if I had an extra year of time. So, yeah. Oh, I would foster a senior dog with medical issues, because a lot of them get put down because people can't take care of them, and I know how to take care of sick dogs. I would do that. Cats are hard for me because they scratch me a lot and bite me. I am doing okay. No intrusive questions. Have I ever babysat myself and my sister? We never really had babysitters. We grew up in an extremely small town. Entomology. Okay. My grandfather was an entomologist. He was a doctor of entomology and microbiology. I know a lot about bugs that I didn't set out to learn. But anyway, and yeah, he just taught us so much about nature and having respect for nature, and even the smallest creatures matter. And I have been afraid of spiders my whole life until now, when the only time I would not try to save the spider is if it was a brown recluse or something that seemed venomous or that I was unaware of the species. But I do try to lure them out of the vicinity that I'm going to be in rather than kill them now, which is amazing because I used to be extremely scared of spiders because I lived in the mountains and we had a lot of scary spiders. My favorite movie, first thing came to mind is When Harry Met Sally, which is my mom's favorite movie too. You're scared of them too? It's a common fear because spiders are venomous. Well, some of them are, right? So it's like snakes. Humans just go when they see a snake because it's in our brains that snake, danger noodle, right? Danger, danger. Spiders, same thing. So yeah, I think that's pretty interesting. Our brains kind of protect us without us even knowing it that way. My grandpa used to keep bees in the freezer. He was allergic to bees. But he would go out this one 4th of July. We went to Milton Freewater, Oregon. And, well, now that they don't live here, I can say where we were. So, like I said earlier, I grew up in a cult. And that cult had a headquarters. And my family lived there. And yeah, so that is, what do you call it? Close to Milton Freewater, Oregon. And I am married to a wonderful, wonderful human. Yeah, and my entomologist, microbiologist grandfather, he, what exam? Hold on. I don't see anything about an exam. But I am married. Oh, hi to India. I hope you guys are safe out there. We're having a little problem over here, like I discussed earlier, with a potential chemical explosion. I saw that they had posted about it in India on one of the news sites, which I thought was pretty cool. Because I'm finally seeing more news from around the world, and I live in America, which is scary right now. Anyway, moving on, because I don't want anything bad to happen to me. So my grandfather on 4th of July, we went for a picnic, and I went out for a hike with my cousin, and we had our picnic, and that was really fun. And then we went and did our Instagram or MySpace pictures. You want to search for a girlfriend? I can understand that. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, wait, you're talking about me, Scripps. Yeah. I'm from well, I'm from Arizona, but I live in California. Yeah, if it's meant to be, it'll happen. A lot of times it happens when you're not looking for it, which is really cool. Or it happened a while ago, and it just comes back up, which is what happened for me. I had a crush a long time ago, and then we got together to meet up and pretty regularly as friends. And eventually, here we are. Yeah, but that's what happened is I stopped caring about it. Biopic movies? Oh, I want to watch the Michael Jackson. I want to watch, yes, I have. So I haven't watched the Michael movie, but I've seen Jafar Jackson played him, right? Because he was talking about practicing his dance moves and how it's so crazy and hard, and he just had so much respect for his uncle. Shut up, Matt. Shut up, Matt. Shut up, Matt is in my chat tonight. It's you, shut up, Matt. Oh, thank you. I did many singing lessons and musical theater growing up, ever since I can remember. And I just don't stop. But thank you very much for saying that. Our family does karaoke at every party we have. I did karaoke every Tuesday growing up. I think a lot of it is confidence. If you're confident when you're singing, you're going to sing better. You're going to sing well. My sister was amazing. My mother was amazing. I would go with my mother to her barbershop quartet rehearsals. Well, it wasn't a quartet. It was a whole barbershop choir, which was amazing. Like, I just was floored every time. I saw. I I love books. Are you talking right here? Those are not books. That's part of the pantry, or we call it a hutch here, where you'll like keep fancy things or things like pantry products. So that way we can see what's there. The windows are, or the things here. Which helps me because I also have ADHD and I need to be able to see what we have when I make the shopping list, if that makes sense. And it's easy to do that if I can see the things very quickly. Oh, look. Oh, it's perfect. These little pieces are perfect now. Oh, I'm so glad. Okay. I'm already feeling relief from this. Just for yes, that's what we call it. Well, the big one, then it'd be like a china cabinet, I guess. But this one has a bunch of drawers for like the silver and linens and a couple cabinets on the bottom for the fancy dishes. So it's pretty much a china cabinet. But yeah, hutches for rabbits. I completely forgot about that. Oh, Sonic. I used to love the cartoon. And then I played the game when it first came out. Not when it first came out, but yeah, hedgehogs are cool. And his hair is really spiky, which is fun. And I like that he goes fast. When I was a kid and I could run fast, like, I always imagined I was Sonic. Like, I would watch that and be like, I want to go fast. Yeah. So in America, we call it a hutch. And a china cabinet usually has more windows, if we're going to call it a china cabinet here, which is for porcelain dishware. That's generally painted or crystal or pretty glass. It's like the Sonic game. Yeah, exactly. Yes. So the Sonic game I played on the Game Boy a long time ago. Yes, exactly, Matt. And in some houses, yes, we do that. So, yeah, but here our china just sits in the cupboard because we have so many people over all the time that we actually use it frequently, which is nice. Yes, it is. So, what else? I am almost done with this. I'm so excited. Let's see. What's going on today? Yeah, working on self-compassion in therapy, which was very new for me. Very different. And I'm glad I tried. I'm glad I started doing it. I'm proud of myself. I think I'm going to finish with what I've started on these tonight. And then, I should probably leave them soaking till tomorrow. Did I see Bestie? Your fiance is a biologist graduate that preserves trails in your state park. I've been camping with her and it's the first, but I really want to appreciate it. As long as you don't get Lyme disease or another mosquito-borne virus, I'm excited for you too. I never wanted to be bit by a mosquito, but the first time I was, and there's West Nile virus here where I live, and it's frequent, and it's rampant, and it's terrible, and my best friend's dad almost died of it, and then he went and died yesterday. Anyway. But anyway, biology is so cool. Aw, that's really sweet. But yeah, the first time I got bit, it was kind of like, oh, okay, well, or I got eaten. My blood got sucked by a mosquito. I was like, well, now it's happened. Now I know, if it happens again, what it's going to feel like. That was like the first time I got stung by a bee. It was scary. Monday was the hottest spring break holiday on record. I heard, and I'm so sorry you guys are having to deal with all this ridiculous heat. That is not why you live there. It's supposed to rain. It is not supposed to be ridiculously hot that everybody has to put foil on their windows and buy air conditioners to suck more power and have a high electricity. That was not what England and that area, Scotland. It was made. It was supposed to be cold and rainy, not super hot and burning. It's not cool at all. So yeah, biology is awesome. I love it. I studied it. I did not finish school for it, but I continue to learn about it all the time. I'm very much a lifelong learner. Okay, we're gonna put these back into hot water and then put them back together. It's gonna be like a puzzle because there are different types of lids. So we're gonna have to figure it out. Hello, Jesus is our Lord God. I hope you're doing well and having a blessed day. They recently Ty Herndon was in the, I guess, I don't know if I would call it an evangelical Christian band, but he was in a band. And they had a song called Testify Love. Well, when he was in the band, long story short, he came out of the closet and was basically like shunned for it. But when he was in the band, they had a hit song that was like an evangelical teen anthem called Testify to Love. And I had heard it, but I didn't know I had heard it. And it was just really, like, I had heard it when I was a kid because I was in religious cults, right? But I had only heard it in passing because the cult I was in, we didn't listen to that stuff. And with my parents, we listened to more like musical theater and Veggie Tales and like classic rock and that kind of stuff, and Radio Disney. So I had only maybe heard it like once or twice, but that song is amazing. And so they have reclaimed that song to be about love and not about like any exclusion, and just three people came together and just made it better and stronger. So the song Testify to Love, it's a banger, and it doesn't have to be about Jesus, and it's so cool. And they're so like amazing. The singers are just like American Idol level, if more. It's just the ice/cooler packs can be put in Amazon food delivery and brought into the bedroom to cool your neck when trying to sleep. You get cooler pack? Oh, for the food delivery. Yes. I generally have ice packs because I sleep very hot. So yeah, I'll either, and then in the morning I have to have a warm pack because I wake up very cold. It's kind of funny. Hold on. Sorry for the noise. Okay. How are you, Matt? How are you, Heather? And Scripts, whoever's in here. How are you guys doing? Let's see. Oh, should I do it since Cricket's not on? Do you think she would mind? It's time. Guys, you're good. Heather, can I do it? Oh. Okay. So, get your drinks ready. Oh, you lost your glasses? Oh, I'm so sorry. I have to get new ones. I keep dropping mine. Okay, you got your water? Okay, everybody. You got your meds for bedtime? Okay, gave you the warning. It's time for night meds. Take your night meds. It's a modern pharmacology. Night meds. Time for night meds. They can help your physiology. Take them well before you go to sleep. They work while you're busy counting sheep. When you take your night meds, it's a happy, healthy snooze time. A snory snooze time. You'll have a sleepy time. Night meds. Remember to sip first so the pills don't stick. I sang that to my bestie today. I had to be quiet, so that's why I couldn't get the lower notes. But yeah, did my best. I sang it to myself last night. That was fun. So yeah, my best friend is gonna have to go take care of her mother in Texas with her sister. And she's a social worker, and she's so sweet because she took on a case and she's still finishing it, even though her dad passed away yesterday. Which I thought is just, she's like, but this person needs help, you know? Well, there's only 2 of you, so I don't know. Yeah. Oh, it did my other phone died. There we go. That's why it's plugged in. I do not like, what's the word? Oof, cannot see me. I'll get the laundry tomorrow. Yeah. Oh, Heather. Let's see, what else is new? We had some family visit today from Oregon, so that was fun. This is where you show us your collections and info. Oh. Info dumping. Huh. There's so much. Yeah, laundry can wait. Hold on one moment. I'm actually going to go get my night meds. Wait for me. Because I don't want to forget to take them, and you guys know I would forget to take them. I'll be right back. Sorry if you hear the water. Here I am. Yeah, so now I'm gonna take my night med. This is my med bag. Lord help me. I have cystic fibrosis and chronic pancreatitis and a bunch of other bull crap that's genetic. So, and extremely bad allergies, mast cell activation syndrome, which is not controlled right now. And that's very scary. And I have asthma. I have so many. I went to a new neurologist. Hi, Fajad. Fahad or Fajado? I will call you Lumiso if that is okay. I could info dump about meds 24/7. Yeah, cystic fibrosis has been very hard to live with. It has ruined my pancreas, giving me a severely hard time breathing until I got my treatments worked out, which has been pretty stable now, but if I get sick or something, it's just tinks. Yeah. Let's see. Pills. There's so many. I think I posted it on my story, which is my name on Instagram. My YouTube name is on Instagram, and on my story there, I posted info dump, that said, people with CF take on average 30 or more pills a day. And I can confirm. Just to eat, I have to take at least 12 a day. Just to eat. And that's not counting any of my allergy meds, which I have to take at least 6 or 7 of a day. Or my heart meds, which I have to take 6 plus 3 a day. And then that doesn't count any of my sleeping medicines. Or my medicines that make me sleepy that I have to take before I go to bed. That makes sense. Not necessarily sleeping medicine, but medicines that make me really sleepy. So yeah, it's a very intricate balance and a very careful dance that I have to monitor myself and just be careful. If any of you do it's just a little tip. I crochet. I always lose my crochet hooks. So guess what? I put my crochet hooks. Thank you. I have been a med warrior for a long time. Too long. But it's what I have to do to be with the people I love. And I've made it this far. So let's just one step at a time, literally. One breath at a time, one step at a time. But these, I would always lose them. So it's a med bag. I have to take meds like 5 times a day. So I put them in here. And I put the scissors in here too, so I don't lose them. I got my thermometers. Oh, I can show you that. That's a way you can show you a collection. I got my cream. I got my eye drop. Like, I have eye problems. Like, it's everything. So, got a little bit of everything. Medications. Heather, please, there's no comparisons. We are all just doing the best we can. And I know you know that, and I'm glad you feel better about the medicines you take. I don't want anyone to feel bad about taking medication unless it is a medication they are uncomfortable taking. And they can feel bad about that, or something that gives them side effects that are uncomfortable. Totally, you can complain then. Or if it tastes really bad, yeah, you can also complain then. Totally. Sorry about the noise. Yeah, so it's an ordeal, you know, but I have a lot of alarms because I also have ADHD, which makes it even harder, and I have autism, and I have ADHD and autism. Autism comes with PTSD and anxiety and a little bit of OCD. It usually always does. So I was diagnosed at 12, so this isn't just a fad. But I have the little professor type autism, I guess that's what they call it, where you're really smart and you do really well in school and you mask pretty well and you teach other people. Yes, So, I tried that, but with how many pills I have to take, I usually feel something like this 6 times a day. So I take early morning, afternoon, evening, night, and bedtime. So that's 7. And then that's not counting any allergy pills in the middle. I'm not trying to boast, but that is awesome, Matt, that works for your wife. My meds, the refills are different. So I never get 30 days of all my meds at once. And so I would have to go back and refill, which is why that doesn't work for me personally. So I do it like daily because it's just so many meds at once that it just, psh, I just zone out after a while and forget what I put where because it's just a lot of meds. But they are necessary. I have a pharmacy doctor. I go to a university hospital that is very well known and very good. I have a pharmacy doctor who I call every time I change a medication, every time I'm considering changing a medication, and every time I just have questions about, oh, hey, do you think this might be causing this side effect, or these two might be contraindicated, or should I get labs if I'm on this medication? And I think that has really helped me calm down about how many meds I take. So if anybody is really like anxious about adding medication, I would ask your doctor if there's any advice they can give you. I would talk to the pharmacist because they know a lot. They have to go through so much schooling, and if they're nice, they will use their knowledge to help you. And if that doesn't work, then you can always go on Google. On, I think, GoodRx, they have contraindications of medications. And I think that's really cool. You can like type in, I take this medication. Can I take this medication with it? Because sometimes your doctors don't know. And then the pharmacy has to say, hey, your patient is already on this medication, so they can't take this new medication you're prescribing them, so you're going to have to prescribe them something else. So I think it's very important to look into it. And if you can, start on the low dose in case you have a bad reaction, and then move from there. But that's just me and my family because we tend to not do super well with reactions to meds, which makes sense because of all these genetic problems that relate to that. And yeah, because I have a pancreas that is messed up from cystic fibrosis, I also can't digest my meds properly. So, another part of my info dump. I am so glad, Matt. I am so glad that you can get them all monthly. I had almost all of my medications except for my Zofran and my pain medication, which, yes, I take, and I am not ashamed because I have palliative care, and they told me not to be ashamed, and so I'm not. Because I have extreme pain, and if I don't take it, I will end up in the hospital, and I hate the hospital. Okay, so, and I don't care what anybody else thinks about it, because it helps me, and it's the only thing that helps. At a different pharmacy because closer 3 working days later. Oh, well, I'm glad it's closer, but then it's off by 3 days, right? Which is kind of frustrating. That's where, yeah, and because a lot of my medications are expensive, my insurance only covers 30 days at a time, which I'm sure, like, the NHS is similar, but some of my medications I can get 90 days at a time, which is amazing. But I do go every Saturday for infusions. Yes, more medication. I have a portacath. I don't have hypovolemia, which means I don't have enough blood volume. So they have to give me something that's like plasma in order to boost that so that I don't pass out all the time. Or just like dehydrate into a grape. Yes, Heather, for some reason it held your show. I don't have a moderator, do I? This is another moderator just handled this. Anyway, okay. Maybe I do. I don't know. Okay, so I have that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. That's the hard part. Sometimes I have to go through everything. Yep, that's it for right now. I do believe. I have so many random, like, I also have medications that are as needed. All moldy. Oh, yes. It would not be an exaggeration for me. Every 3 months, I have to go pick up a literal box this big of these digestive enzymes because my pancreas doesn't make them very well. In order to just eat. If I don't have these, I cannot eat. And it's scary because sometimes the factory that makes these can't get the active ingredients. But yeah, for some reason my body only likes the expensive pills, which I'm just like, I have to fight my insurance all the time to get them, damn it. But yeah, a lot of the nurses, because I go to the same pharmacy at the nurses at the university hospital, and they come in there to pick up the prescriptions for the patients, because I don't know if you know this, but when you're inpatient, they fill a whole prescription for you here, at least at my hospital. They don't just get like a week's worth. They fill the whole prescription, which is probably another, but they don't send you home with it. So yeah, anyway, it's interesting. They would send me home with my inhalers though, because they knew how expensive that was, and just, it meant a lot when they did that. You take them? Heather? I have to take them even to just digest my pills. I'm sorry for the swallowing. Oh, excuse me. So, that's done. I should probably put out my moistening meds real quick while I'm here chatting. Matt, what's the difference between an enzyme and a hormone? You can't hear an enzyme. That's funny. I wanna tell that to my gastroenterologist. Oh, okay, I need to be quiet. He would laugh a lot. Gotta be quiet, it's really late. Yeah, so literally I would die if I didn't have these. Yeah, this is how we kind of started figuring out that the problem was enzymes. Is I was just always having trouble with my stomach when I was like 8 to, yeah, I guess 15, because that's when I was diagnosed. And since I was always having problems, we were just always trying to find some like stomach medication that would help me feel better. And we ended up at Trader Joe's and Sprouts and stuff, trying to find different things, because we were that kind of culty family at the time. Like, natural this, natural that, homeopathic, all better for you. And now it's the complete opposite. Anyway, so where was I going with this? Oh yeah, dairy. Ice cream is fine for me, but yeah, enzymes. The first time we started thinking that they would help us, because we went there and we saw they had these digestive enzymes at Trader Joe's, and I was like, well, maybe we can try these. Like, maybe this would help. I said that because I was like, I don't know what else to do. And we did, and we bought them, and then I started following the instructions, and like life started changing. Oh wow, Matt. So see, you're born with being able to have it. I can't eat pork because I never have, and so I haven't developed the antibodies to fight off the bacteria that is in the pork. I think that's how it works. It was on House, where a girl got sick because she was Jewish and then she ate pork, And I was like, I get it now. But yeah, that could be difficult. IBS with their... Okay, you want to hear what my GI, who is a wonderfully smart man, a professor, like amazing. This might be a hot take. He doesn't believe IBS exists in the case that it's like fibro, an umbrella term for things that are probably not IBS. And when he said that, like, it was a huge breath of fresh air that he wasn't going to diagnose me with IBS. Like, because I knew I don't have IBS. This is not IBS. Like, it's not just my pancreas either, but it's not IBS. And so I'm so sad that all these people get diagnosed with IBS when it's probably not IBS. And because they're diagnosed with IBS, they miss Crohn's disease, they miss ulcerative colitis. They say, oh, you don't need a colonoscopy. And then some of these cases go to, yes, shut up, Matt. Some of these cases end up with cancer because it could be their pancreas. It could be, colon cancer. It could be so many things, and it could be a blockage, and people die from this. And it is a very, very, very overdiagnosed in the fact that, yes, people need an answer, but the treatments, a lot of them don't help. So the fact that they're still diagnosing something when the treatments don't really help because they either constipate you or make you have diarrhea all the time, which was my experience. And so, yeah, I've decided to just stop trying to treat it that way and just accept my doctor's advice, which has really helped me to just get that part out of my mind, the fact that it's not just IBS. It's not in my head. It's the fact that something happened and that made my gut like reactive because there was some problem before. Like, I have polyps occasionally and things like that I have to get taken out. So maybe, they cut a polyp out, and then now, because I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, maybe it didn't heal well, and in that spot I have pain, that sort of thing. So I am going to have to get a colonoscopy and endoscopy, well, an endoscopy soon, and then a colonoscopy after that sometime. But I decided when I do the colonoscopy, I'm going to be staying at a hotel for 2 days before that so that I can have my own bathroom and a comfortable big bed to just watch TV and listen to music and drink that horrible stuff. Yeah, so improperly prepared pork or ham can carry H1N1. Yes, it can, and it is, yeah, improperly prepared food. My uncle got salmonella when he was young, and he almost died, so, yeah, it's no joke. He only got salmonella because he wasn't allowed to eat pork. In my cult, we couldn't eat pork. Yes, they're reactive. Exactly. Because it's not like all, like, it's, yes. Reactive, yeah. And so it could be gastric stasis, which is slow gastric emptying, which is just the food stays in your stomach a little bit longer. It could be food intolerances or hypersensitivities, which can be sort of diagnosed with the kind of like woo-woo allergy panel that some chiropractors do, which actually did help my best friend as an elimination diet. And that was cool for her. For me, the elimination diet I use when I'm doing poorly also works for me, and that is the low histamine elimination diet, because I have constantly high levels of histamine, and yeah, that also can hurt your gut. So if you have allergies, it affects your gut. And I have also heard research that, here's some more info dumping. I've also watched a couple of, not seminars, but kind of lecture interviews about the fact, I was in two, hold on, about the fact that the itch is a sense. Okay, that's a theory. The itch is a sense, and they can kind of test this through, you can type itch as a sense into YouTube, and they're trying to get it listed as another, like, senses in the 5 or 6 senses, or however many we have, because they think it has a lot to do with histamine and IBS and things like that, because if your insides get itchy, which they should be able to, because, like, histamine is there, and if you're allergic to something and it gets inside you, gets itchy, that gives you pain because you can't feel an itch inside you. It sends the signal to your brain as pain or cramping or, oh my God, it's not supposed to be like this. And this is just what anecdote, which I also have shared with my GI doctor, who's a professor, and he kind of is like, I'm kind of leaning toward this, this could be more of a possibility than just IBS, because he wants more terms, more answers for his patients who are suffering. So yeah, if itch is another sense to be, studied, that could definitely have answers for a lot of people. I was in a cult. Which one? I was born into and dedicated to the Seventh-day Adventist cult, but I was not baptized because my sister wanted to get baptized, but they didn't want to let her because she was only 10. They do not have an age of accountability like Mormonism or Latter-day Saints do, which is 8, I think, where you can decide to get baptized. One of my friends when I was younger did, and I couldn't understand why I couldn't go to her baptism. And my mom was just like, there were a lot of Mormon people in that town, and, or LDS as they are known now, but anyway, so as Seventh-day Adventist, anyway, she had to follow, there were so many rules. She had to take classes, kind of like confirmation, but not really, because Catholics aren't going to heaven to them. And I think it kind of started as not really a doomsday cult, but they kept predicting the end of the world or the second coming. They kept predicting it, and it wouldn't come. It wouldn't come. And then they had a prophetess. And then after my sister was baptized, and they were like, well, are you going to get baptized? And I was like, not right now. I haven't decided. And then, yes, that is proprioception. Smart. And interoception is what's going on inside your body. So, knowing if you're hungry, knowing if you have a headache, knowing if you're thirsty, your, nervous system type stuff, that has to do with interoception. Anyway, so, yeah, Seventh-day Adventism is extremely, extremely strict, and my grandparents were very high up in that cult. Everybody knew me. I didn't know them because they knew my name. So kind of not at all the same. But I know Jenna Miscavige, right? That's her name. It's not like my grandparents' last names were Miller or White, which are the people who started it, or Kellogg or whatever. But their last name was, on both sides, the 2 prominent Adventist families married into each other. Luckily, they were in love, so it wasn't forced. But, yeah, it was hard. Let's see, do I need to plug my phone in? No, not yet. Cool. I thought this would be taking more battery. And so that was, so yeah, I was dedicated to that. I saw my sister get baptized, and I was like, I don't know, like, women can't go up there and talk, except, young people can go up there to pray the benediction, right? That's all we could do. They observed this sort of Passover type thing. We would make this like Passover skit. And I remember being in that one year. There's a lot of abuse in that church. We couldn't pay tithing because we didn't have enough money. So we had to clean the church. And I still have trauma from that. And we lived close by and we were cleaning the church, and our grandparents wanted us to go to the Adventist school that was attached to the church. And we only lived 2 blocks away from the church. So it was like, oh, that makes sense. And then I also got abused there. So just verbally abused, but it was terrible. And my mother saw it and she called them out and we left, which thank God. I'm so glad for that. But it's still there. I'm working on it in therapy. But yeah, they made us clean. Well, they made my mom clean because we weren't old enough to pay tithing at the time. And yeah, it was just, yeah. And it was like an honor, You can't clap in that church. You can't go hallelujah. You can go amen. And that's it. And yeah, it's pretty. And the one we grew up in was really strict. Ugh. Like no jewelry, no makeup, no nail polish. And then I found out that they had a prophetess. Yes! I haven't seen The Road to Wellville. I don't think. Maybe I have. I've just been starting to deconstruct that because I've just started it in therapy, and I watched a deep dive that changed my life and made me realize why I am the way I am because I was brainwashed into that. Yes. Okay, so let's talk about the prophetess and end of days. Okay, she kept predicting, well, and the Millers and stuff, they kept predicting the end of days. It's going to be on this day. Okay, well, it wasn't on this day. Okay, well, that must have been wrong. They must have counted the days wrong. Okay, it's going to be on this day. Okay, well, I guess we got it wrong again. Okay, it's going to be on this day. And then I think after that, they just gave up and said, okay, well, it's just going to be whenever God decides it's going to be. And it's like, and it'll be after everything that happens in Revelation, which is supposedly, now that people say it, is about Nero and the fall of Rome. So I was just like, I sat through 8 weeks of seminars on the end of the world to find out that it's Nero from the fall of Rome. I sat in these seminars from 7 to like 11 p.m. I would try not to fall asleep. And then at the end, they gave us this Bible, which I don't have in here with me right now, but I'll share it on another stream, which has basically a giant hourglass, and it's like running out of time. And then it has this horrible, like, Armageddon type thing going on in the background. I also lived at that same time. The Jehovah's Witness Kingdom Hall was 1 block away from that church. And the Church of Christ was also 1 block away from that church. So it's very interesting to see the Jehovah's Witnesses go to church and stay there all day long. I felt so bad for them. Because, yeah, we had to go at 9 and we didn't get out till 1 because the preacher always preached a long sermon. But so much talk about end of days, to the fact that even now, like when the chemical facility has a leak, right? I was like, oh God, it's the end of the world. Like, thank God God is coming, because like this world is just doing so poorly right now. And then I had to catch myself and be like, hold on. Probably not likely. It's just a chemical leak. But that's the problem, is anything like that. It's because I was raised to believe that this is what's going to happen at the end of time. Like, anything that happens that's similar to that, my brain immediately is like, end of times. Like, get it together. And be prepared. Like, and I have just, like, my whole life, I've just been waiting for it to happen. And it hasn't, and they said it would, and I just feel like the world gets worse and worse, and they just kept telling me, oh, the world's going to get worse, and that's when, God's going to come back, and Jesus is going to come back, and it's going to be the resurrection. And they do not believe in death per se. They believe in soul sleep, which on my grandmother's gravestone, it doesn't say died. It says asleep in Jesus. So that tells you something. They believe that they sleep until Jesus comes back, and then they awake from their sleep to go to heaven and be judged and whatnot, and get your new body. And that's what I think that's part of the reason why I was always so ready for the end of times, and I was always hoping when there was a catastrophe that would be it, because I've been sick for so long, since I can remember, that it was just like, man, it would be really nice if I didn't feel like this, because they said, you're going to have a new body, the sick will become well, like, and I just, yeah. So I think that's part of why it sticks with me, is because I am so sick, and, like, it's kind of like this thing that my brain is still grasping at to, like, hold on to be like, yeah, you're sick, but when God comes, you'll get healed, like, and it could be anytime. And yeah, that was really scary. And so I saw my sister get baptized in it, and then my parents sent her a book called The Desire of Ages, which is a book by Ellen White, which is the prophetess. And so it's her visions that she has after getting hit by a rock as a child and having a traumatic brain injury. She was hit in the head with a big rock as a kid. And these visions were visions from God, which it really wasn't. It was just, she would have, like, cataplexy. Like, she would just, like, pass out. Anyway. Yeah. So once I found that there was a prophetess, I was like, but the Bible says no prophets. The commandments say, no, that can't be right. And I was, like, 9.5 or 10, 9.5? Yeah. I was like, no, there's no Ellen White. And so I talked to my parents about it, and they said, you cannot mention this to your grandparents. And I was like, what do you mean? They're like, they are devout. Like, we don't believe that Ellen White, all this stuff is true. But they do. And I was like, is that why we have to do all the extra stuff when we're there and act differently? And they said, yes. So please don't tell them you don't believe in Ellen White. I don't want them trying to force it on you. Like,